Welcome to the in-depth ZenQuery usage guide. When you launch ZenQuery for the first time, you'll see a helpful panel to get you started. On the left side, you'll find a quick overview of what ZenQuery is, how it goes beyond the usual tools, and a snapshot of its key features, so you can make the most of it right away. On the right, there's a step-by-step guide that walks you through using the app. It's simple enough for anyone to follow, even if you're not technically inclined. Let's click Continue button and proceed ahead. Here, you are asked for your email to start your free 14-day trial. Make sure to use a valid email here since you cannot change it later. You're not asked for any other detail, just your email. Once entered, click Submit. And that's it. Your free 14-day trial has started. Let's proceed ahead to using the app. In ZenQuery, you organize your files in sessions. So let's begin by creating a new session. You can give it any name you want and click Create. Once the session is created, we select it from the drop-down and click Load Selected Session to start using it. Now that our session is ready, we can start analyzing our files. For this, you click Add Files and select the files you want to analyze. You are free to select as many files as you want, and you can also mix different types of files in one session. ZenQuery can easily answer questions that span multiple files. Now, since this is the first time we are running ZenQuery, we need to configure LLM details. For this, let's open Settings. We need endpoint, API key, and model name to continue. For this, let's sign up on openrouter.ai. Now, I already have an account with openrouter.ai. So, let's continue to the credit screen where we can add credits to the account. As you can see, I already have credits worth more than $4 in my account. So let's proceed to creating the API key that we will use in settings. For this, click on Create API Key button and give it any name. Once done, click on Create. Now, copy the API key that is shown. Now we go back to the settings and paste this API key in API key input field. Now we need to configure the value for endpoint field. For this, let's go back to openrouter.ai and open its documentation page. Here, follow the video to see what value to copy for endpoint field. You can also copy this endpoint value as mentioned in configuring LLM key in ZenQuery section in the Help menu. Now paste this endpoint value in the endpoint input field in settings. Finally, let's specify the model we want to use. There are many models you can choose from. For this guide, let's proceed ahead with our recommended model. And that's it. Click Save button and you are ready to start asking questions. Let's start with our first question. Show how many orders each warehouse handled historically. And there you go. We have the answer in under 2 seconds. Let's try another question now. This one was even faster, in just around 1 second. Let's try one more. And there you go. As you see, ZenQuery makes question answering on your data files super easy and fast. Now let's go over everything again, this time using a new dataset on London housing prices. Just follow along with the video and treat this as a quick revision exercise. Now let's use the context input box and see how it can help. We tell it to display prices in human readable format and save it. Then we ask our question again. As you can see, it added a new column that displays prices in human readable format. You can use context input box to set guidelines that should apply to every question of yours in a session. Okay, now let me tell you about 3 other panels that you see on the left side. They are mostly informative. The first one is titled Current Executed SQL. This shows latest SQL that ZenQuery ran against your files to answer your questions. You can use this to review the output. If you are a data analyst, you can also use this to rapidly generate needed SQL queries instead of writing them by hand. The second panel, titled Session Query History, shows last 10 questions that you have asked along with the respective SQL queries it generated. These are sorted in latest first order. Finally, the last panel, titled Query and Session Stats, shows various stats associated with the current question that you have asked, and all the questions that you have asked in this session, whether today or any other day in the past. Finally, let's see a few other small operations that you can perform. First, editing the session name. Next, deleting the session. Next, how to switch to a different session. You probably already know this by now. Finally, how to unload a session in case you don't want any active session, but don't want to delete them either. You can always click on the help button if you need any help, or contact us at support email. You can also copy the displayed part of results to clipboard, or save them locally to a CSV file or a JSON file. You can also compress these files while saving, if needed. Do understand that only first 2,000 rows by default are shown on the UI. This is adjustable from settings, but when you download or save the results, all matching rows are saved, not just the displayed ones. Finally, you can click on the account button to view your account details. Here you can check your payment status. If you've already paid, ZenQuery will fetch latest details. If you're still on the trial and want to make payment early, you can do that here as well. And that's a wrap on the ZenQuery usage guide. With ZenQuery, you get instant answers from massive data files using plain English. No setup, no coding, no cloud. It's fast, private, and built for real-world use. If you ever need help, feel free to reach out at support email anytime. Thanks for watching, and happy querying.